you're in my lane?
No, not at all.
Are you not paying attention? Are you texting?
I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6.
It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention.
I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up.
My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention.
It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
I never thought it would end like this. With the first look into your eyes, I fell in love. I thought I had everything. It was just one text.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the All Pro Broadcasting Network. I am DJ Lion, and we are here at Daytona International Speedway for the Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling Top Notch Truck Series. And I tell you what, a great show. We got more drivers rolling in right now. Got about 15 cars, or trucks rather, in here, and just a couple more joined up. So looking like about a 25 truck field going to take the green flag here tonight. We got about 8 minutes to go until qualifying. Just wanted to give you a heads up on a little bit about our sponsor for tonight, a great guy. The guy's name is Danny Rudy. I want to tell you a little bit about him, and then we're going to go ahead and talk to him. They came on board this year. Danny Rudy, he specialized in both residential and commercial heating and air conditioning since the 1980s, so this guy has been around for a long time, and he knows what he's doing. He received his International Ground Source Heat Pump Association for you, and I bet you it was a lot harder to get it than saying it, but he received that in the mid-90s, and he has had great success installing any geothermal heating systems as well as the standard air source systems throughout the country. And Danny is also racing with us tonight, and he is the main sponsor of tonight's race. This is the Top Notch Truck Series, and we are going to give away cash for the winner tonight as well as for the champion. So that being said, as we work our way toward qualifying, we're going to go ahead and talk to Danny Rudy here. Danny, the owner of Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling. And I tell you, Danny, you know, it's always good to see real businesses getting back involved with the sim racing community and having a good time. And I know that's what everyone wants, is to have a good time. And, you know, we appreciate you coming on board with us, and we couldn't have done it without you. So why don't you tell us a little bit about your company, where you're located, what you do, and all that.
Well, Dan's Top Notch, we're a full-service HVAC business out in Washougal, Washington, which is right by Vancouver, Washington. We do everything from light commercial to residential heat pumps.
Nice. Now, you've been around this for a long time. When did you get started, and how did you get involved with something like this?
As far as the racing or the heating and cooling?
The heating and cooling, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I started the business in 1993, and I got in the trade as an apprentice about 30 years ago.
Awesome. You never looked back since. It's been pretty successful for you, I take?
Well, yeah. You know, right now we have 19 employees, and you know, we enjoy providing a good job for people, and hopefully they enjoy working for us. And I like to, you know, give a little back and have a little fun, do a little racing, maybe promote the sim racing and the you know, pad people against distracted driving.
Absolutely. A couple great causes right there. Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling Truck Series going on tonight. And now talk to us a little bit about your sim racing career. How long have you been involved in this? Did you just find out about it, or you know, when did you get involved with iRacing?
Oh, I haven't. I've been doing iRacing for about probably a year now, and I got a wheel and decided to try racing and driving, and it's a lot of fun. Gets your heart going.
Oh, definitely. Now, I tell you, this is the first time, I mean, this is my first broadcast on the All Pro Network here with these guys, and, you know, I just met Michael, who's our producer, running the camera and everything, last week. Did a little audition for him there. We had a good time at Charlotte doing that. So I don't really know a lot of guys in here, and I don't know you that well. Where do you stack up as far as how competitive you are against these guys here at All Pro Racing?
In my mind or theirs?
Well, I mean, now, come on. You got to be running up there near the front, right? I mean, it's your series now.
Oh, I don't know. I'm just in it for the fun, you know, and I'm hoping to be up front, but stay out of the way just the same.
Awesome. Well, we definitely appreciate you doing what you did here and sponsoring the cash giveaways and everything for the Top Notch Truck Series. And hopefully we can put on a good show for you here tonight. Anybody you'd like to give a shout out to before we let you get back there to your truck to get ready to qualify?
Yeah, I'd like to thank John Hendrick and the paint shop. He's the one who painted my truck tonight, so I want to give him a shout out, tell him thanks.
Well, I know all those painters out there and those graphic design artists are always looking for little shout-outs, and I'm sure he appreciates that. And we look forward to possibly talking to you again in Victory Lane tonight, Danny.
All right, sounds good. Thanks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Danny Rudy right there. He is the sponsor of tonight's race and, well, sponsor of the entire series, rather, the Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling. It's a division of Dan's Top Notch Sheet Metal Incorporated. They're out of Washington, and what a great thing when those guys can give back to, you know, what we have going on here in the sim racing world, and you know, just kind of building it up, you know, building up the sim racing world. That's all that it's about. Let's give you a rundown on who is in the server right now. We have a big pack of trucks out there running around, doing some last minute practice. We got about 3.5 minutes until qualifying starts. So we're going to go ahead and just tell you who's in here. Danny Rudy is obviously here in the number 4. George Bark, Daniel E. Miller, Christopher Mattis, Chris E. Pence, Cruz Caudill, the legend car racer out of Georgia. He's here. Matt Clifton, if you were watching last week at Charlotte, you saw him running up near the front, and he has a pretty good time here as well. Donald King, Nationwide and Truck Series driver Garrett Smithley is here. Ryan Bouchard, Nick Reynolds, Tommy Dunn, Cecil Reen, who is an administrator here tonight, Damon Gilbert, who ran well, Stephen Lutz, haven't seen him in a while, the Ohio driver here, Brandon Hastings, he is you know, one of the JDR crew members. He is here tonight, taking his day off from his normal cup duties to join us here at Daytona International Speedway. He is out of Kannapolis, North Carolina. Andrew Williams is here, and Mitchell Rivas. So about 15 trucks here tonight, and about 2.5 minutes left to go until we get on board for qualifying. I want to give you a little schedule update as far as what is going to happen. Tonight is the opening night here for the Top Notch Truck Series. That is at Daytona. Next week, we're going to go to Atlanta, and then Martinsville, Charlotte, Talladega, Bristol, Iowa, Auto Club Speedway, and then we're going to round out the 2015 series for the Top Notch Truck Series July 6th at Homestead. Going to be championship week there. Hopefully going to give away some big money to a couple drivers here that are absolutely looking for it. $175 in total championship purse for the 9 races. And if you can't race with us on Monday nights and you want to join us either Tuesday or Sunday, I'm going to let you know how you can do that as well. Tuesday nights, the All-Pro Super Late Model Series is the server will go up around 8 p.m. and the races are at 9. That's all Eastern time, and it will be covered live here on the All-Pro Broadcasting Network. Next Tuesday, which is tomorrow, the race is at Martinsville, 75 laps with a big cash payout. So tomorrow, Martinsville, 75 laps, cash payout. Be there for the Super Late Model Series. I know a lot of drivers absolutely love those cars. And if you can't join us on Tuesday, or you can and you just want to join us some other time, how about Sunday, May 17th for the All-Pro Bi-Weekly 50/50 Series. The next race is at Rockingham Speedway. $150 for the championship and trophy. You can sign up now at the all-pro-racing.com. Anybody can race this series, and the first race was at Texas on March 22nd. They pay out the top 10, and it is sponsored by All-Pro Racinger Michael Angelos. So we race Monday, Tuesday, and Sunday night here at the All-Pro Racing. So come out and join us then. So look at some practice times now, just to let you know where everyone is standing. And remember, the draft is going to have a big play on where everything happens tonight. George Bark and Daniel E. Miller drafting together up there with a 45.059 and a 45.060. So those guys out there tandeming. Now these trucks have a bigger tandeming factor than do the Xfinity cars or the Cup cars. So you're going to see them together and getting this all together. And oh, we got some people out there. We're going to call this Pete Tropolis now. We are live on the All-Pro Racing Network on Twitch TV, twitch.tv/All-Pro Racing. We got Raising Kane in there and Don King. Everyone's in there having a good time. Short Motorsports just messaged. He said he will be spotting and setting up Mr. Clifton's car tonight and tomorrow. So we're going to see how that goes. Remember... Matt Clifton in the number 20. I was talking about him earlier, how he ran so well at Charlotte. I believe that he had some help up there. So we're going to see how they roll as qualifying now is getting ready to start. These guys have a 5-minute qualifying session, and they are going to go for 2 laps. So we're going to see how this all works out. And want to give anybody out there in Petropolis in the chat session out there watching us on Twitch TV who your pick is going to be for tonight. So go ahead, tell us who you think is going to win this race. These races pretty short, Now, it's not exactly what you think. I mean, these guys are only going 40 laps, but they have 30% fuel. Okay, so that means they are going to have to make a pit stop, maybe multiple pit stops, and then, of course, you know, the yellow flags may be coming to play here at Daytona International Speedway. 2.5 miles in length, and the pace speed 60 miles per hour, pace car speed 80 miles per hour. Hopefully, we're only going to see that pace car one time out there today. So, once again, the Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling Top Notch Truck Series. Check out Dan's Top Notch at danstopnotch.com for all your heating and cooling needs out there on the West Coast. And hopefully he's going to get that company rocking and rolling even more and be able to expand across the country. I tell you what, great guy, and here with us tonight. So cars out on the track right now for qualifying, and we're going to see some laps coming flying in here rather quickly. Remember, the fastest time in qualifying was George Bark and Daniel E. Miller in the number 9 and 10. If I had to say anything, I would say that they are definitely teammates. So we're going to see how that rolls out. Again, I am DJ Line on the microphone. Michael D'Amico down there pushing the buttons, making it all happen. And, you know, he's the real hero here. I am, you know, I just talking to a microphone. I'm no hero. Michael D'Amico pushing the buttons with 16 monitors or whatever he has. He's the real hero. So, got a lot of guys on TeamSpeak tonight. We're going to be talking to them. Want to leave them alone before they, you know, when they're doing qualifying. But we're going to get a couple interviews tonight and then get rocking and rolling for race number 1. And the time's starting to roll in now. So far on lap number 1, Donald King with a 49.044, and Danny Rudy going to come in the second spot. This is after one lap, mind you. That second lap is going to be a little bit faster, 49.105. So Danny Rudy on the front row so far, and we'll see how it works out. I want to keep an eye on Brandon Hastings there as well. He clocked in with a 49.451. He's going to be one to look forward to. He's done a lot of setup work for a lot of pro and DWC drivers, and I believe he has got a good piece under that. Okay, here comes some lap 2 times. 48.731 for the 02 of Mitchell Rivas. 48.751 for the number 47 of Ryan Bouchard. That is your front row right now, and that could change. There's Clifton, Matt Clifton in the number 20. He's going to roll up there in the 48.757. And then he just got bumped back. Brandon Hastings, I told you, watch that number 81. He just bumped Clifton out of the third spot. Moved Brandon Hastings to the number 3 position with a 48.754. Only 3 1/1000ths off of Ryan Bouchard in the second spot. Still waiting on Garrett Smithley to make his turn. There's Garrett. He's going to bump Ryan Bouchard and Brandon Hastings back. Garrett Smithley in the number 43. He's back at a 48.742. So move him up into the second spot. Garrett Smithley with a strong run here in that SegPay number 43. And as I talk about him, he gets bumped back. The 74 of Stephen Lutz. 48.737. 6 1/1000ths off of Mitchell Rivas. And Garrett Smithley and Brendan Hastings are teammates here tonight, and right now they're rolling 3rd and 5th, so we're going to see if they can work together. Still got about 30 seconds left in qualifying, and we're missing a couple drivers who haven't taken that second lap just yet, so we're going to see if they can bump anybody off of the front row. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen. The last driver on the track, Tommy Dunn, in the number 63, he's going to come in the 16th spot, 49.473. So the top 16 drivers separated by less than 1 second here at Daytona International Speedway, and that can only mean one thing: excellent racing. And we're going to see that as qualifying now grinds to a halt, and we're going to get the drivers lined up and go through your starting lineup here in just a second. All right, now as the trucks take to the grid, we're going to go through your starting lineup here today. Well, rather tonight. The lights are on here at Daytona International Speedway. Starting on the front row, the 02 and the 74, that's Mitchell Rivas and Steven Lutz, qualifying in at a 48.731 and a 48.737, 6/1000ths of a second, separating your top two starting here today. And, you know, if you want to go back to practice qualifying times, Mitchell Rivas was 45.778 in the draft in 9th spot, and he ended up qualifying on the pole with a 48.737. So congratulations to him making the move up to the front. Inside of row number 2 is going to be the number 43, Garrett Smithley, and that SegPay sponsored machine. He qualified in at a 48.742, and Ryan Bouchard to his outside in the number 47 at a 48.751. Inside of row number 3 is going to be the number 81 out of Kannapolis, North Carolina, Brandon Hastings with a 48.754, and his outside in the 6th position, the number 20 of Matt Clifton with a 48.757. Inside of row number 4 is going to be the number 18 of Cruz Caudill with a 48.770, and to his outside, Christopher Mattis with a 48.796. Inside of row number 5 is going to be Cecil Reen with a 48.806, and his outside James Hickson, who did not take a time in qualifying, or rather practice, but he qualified in the 10th spot at a 48.816. Inside of row number 6 is going to be Andrew Williams with a 48.824, and his outside Nick Reynolds in the number 54 with a 48.835. Inside of row number 7, the number 23 of Donald King with a 48.859. And his outside is going to be Danny Rudy's sponsor tonight's race in the number 4 with a 48.900. Last two drivers to take time is going to be the 17 of Chris E. Pence and Tommy Dunn. They qualified in at a respectable 49.440 and a 49.473. So that's your qualifying lineup here tonight for the Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling Top Notch Truck Series on the All Pro Racing Network here at Daytona International Speedway. I am DJ Line with you here for 40 laps as we go around this track at a fast flying speed. These guys are going to be bumper to bumper, trying not to overheat as they run up through the field. I don't know. Are we going to see the big one? Are we going to go green all the way? I don't know. First time I've been here, first time I've met 95% of these drivers, and it's been a long time since we've been to Daytona International Speedway. Pace lights are off. We are about ready to get underway. And we're going to be following the leader here, Mitchell Rivas, as we come out of turn number 4. Pace car is going to make the hard left-hand turn. We are green for the first race of the Top Notch Truck Series at Daytona International Speedway. Rivas gets the good run to the inside, being pushed by Garrett Smithley. That bottom line is moving. Top line, nothing there right now as Smithley gets out to the front, being pushed by Rivas at 81 behind him. Brandon Hastings, Smithley and Hastings teammates right now, but Smithley hooked up with Rivas as the bottom line starts to move and the top line disintegrates down the back straightaway. Now Smithley backing off just a little bit, trying to hook up with the 81 of Hastings. And they do, that 43 and that 81 working together behind them. The 47, Ryan Bouchard, everyone single file now down on the inside of the racetrack. Cruz Caudill, he's moved his way. He's got that Advocare sponsored machine, that number 18. He's up into the 5th spot. Cruz Caudill up 2 spots from his starting position as the inside line snakes its way into turn number 1. First through 6 now have formed a single file draft back, and it looks like now here goes Garrett Smithley to the outside, battle for the lead down the back straightaway. Smithley and Hastings going to push the top line past Rivas in turn number 3. Garrett Smithley, your new leader. Smithley and Hastings work together now. We got 2 by 2, 2 rows deep there. as Ryan Bouchard, the 47, he's pulling up to the inside. He's going to push Rivas back to the front. Smithley and Hastings bumper to bumper trying to work together. Side draft off the 02, but no go as Rivas still leads that lap, and they're side by side behind them as well. That second tag, 2 and 3 wide back there as the battle for the lead still rages on side by side in turn 2. Smithley to the outside with Hastings, and Bouchard pushing Rivas down on the inside. Caudell and Clifton back there hooked together, not sure where they can go. Still working. You see the A1 of Hastings. He pokes out to the outside, trying to cool off the front bumper of his car, and well, he did that and broke contact with Smithley. Rivas and Bouchard pushed down to the inside. New leader as we cross the start-finish line to start lap number 4. Rivas goes back up to the front. Now here comes Caudell and Clifton down to the inside, the 18 and the 20, side by side with Smithley, and it looks like everyone will get jumped back into line as Caudell gets pushed up into that third spot. Smithley and Hastings now falling to the back in a hurry, but remember, it's not a sprint race here. They have 40 laps, and we're coming down to start lap number 5. And remember, only 30% fuel, so we are going to have to make a pit stop that time. And I tell you what, Clifton with the fastest time on the track that last time by, but he did have some draft help. So we're going to see how this works out. These guys all finding their partners now. And we got a huge pack in the back, still running side by side. Stephen Lutz, Donald King back there for the 15th and the 16th position. That number 23 of Donald King with the flames, the orange flames rocking all over that car. Absolutely amazing. He's down to the inside. Looks like he just left out Tommy Dunn. He was working with Dunn on the outside, the number 63, but he leaves him out to dry, back down to the inside. And Dunn trying to hold his own out there, but he's not going to be able to. He's another 23, 74, and 17 all come by on the inside. So Tommy Dunn, being thrown to the back in a hurry. There's 3 distinct packs right now. There's this pack that we're watching, and then as we move farther towards the front, you got a mid-pack right there, 7th, 8th, and 9th, or excuse me, 9th, 10th, and 11th. That's the number 9 truck of George Bark. And the 10 of Daniel E. Miller and Damon Gilbert. They're looking to the outside of Christopher Mattis and Cecil Reen. So this is the mid-pack group we're watching right now as they try to catch the leaders. That outside line moving quite quickly now as Damon Gilbert being pushed by Daniel E. Miller. And then George Bark up there as well. They're going to go by the 64 and the 13 on the inside. So that is the mid-group we're watching. And then once you get back up from the mid-group, you go back up to Brandon Hastings and Garrett Smithley, who are bumper to bumper. You couldn't fit a piece of paper between the bumper of Garrett Smithley and Brandon Hastings now. And it looks like Cruz Caudell in the number 18 Advocare sponsor machine, he is getting antsy back there. Cruz, a young racer, I believe he's 16 or 17 years old out of Georgia. Usually teaming up with Zach Leonardi, who ran well here in the race last week. Not sure where Zach is tonight. Maybe Cruz is taking over for him there in the Advocare sponsor machine. But now they've been caught by Garrett Smithley and Brandon Hastings. Smithley thought about going to the outside, but drops back down. Still single file. So, again, 3 distinct packs going on right now. You have the lead pack, the middle pack, and the back pack. No pun intended there. But we do thank you for joining us here on the All Pro Racing Network. Having a lot of fun here. Just getting some laps wound down before we start getting to pit stops, and they should be coming up rather shortly. Didn't get a chance to talk to a lot of the drivers about when they thought they were going to have to pit, but believe me, it will happen. And they have to worry about cooling. If you watch the 18 and the 20, you see the 20 down to the inside. He's not going to pass the 18, but he's trying to get that bumper of his truck out to get cool air into the radiator so he doesn't overheat and that motor doesn't explode, because, well, that would end their day. And they don't want that. Still single file racing, no one really making a challenge. Let's check out some lap times here. If we're looking at the leader, Mitchell Rivas, who's led every single lap so far, he's turning a 45.749. Okay. Now if we go look in the back, let's go check out Tommy Dunn. He's all the way in the back in the 16th position. He's turning a 46.533. And you know why that is? That's because he lost the draft, okay? Now, the only car behind him is James Hickson, and truck number 29. He's in the 17th spot, so 17 trucks taking time here today, and he turned a 46.793. So the only way that Tommy Dunn and James Hickson have a chance to get back up towards the front or even catch a draft is just that they get together and start working. You know, start working together to get back up there. But so far, they have lost the draft, and they're losing touch to Danny Rudy and Donald King, who's running, you know, sub 46-second laps. So we'll see how that all plays out and works together. We've got a side-by-side battle back here for the 9th spot. 17 truck of Chrissy Pence. He's going to the outside, trying to make it around Christopher Mattis, who's got help from the 74 of Stephen Lutz. Now, Stephen, surprisingly, he had a good qualifying run. He's back there mid-pack right now. I don't know if he's taking his time, just trying to, you know, work his way, you know, to a safe spot. You know, a safe spot to me would be running single file right now, but he's currently up on the outside. They're battling for that spot, and as they battle side by side, they are losing time to the leader. Okay, these guys now going to clock in at about 4.3 seconds behind the leader, behind that lead pack rather. They lost 0.7 of a second running side by side. So, well, we'll see how that works out for them. And they're still running side by side. And, you know, we go back up to check out Garrett Smith and Brandon Hastings right there, who are still in the lead draft, and they're giving a lot of room right now until the pit stops happen. We're on lap number 11, okay, and 28 laps to go. Going to be coming time where we got to start making some moves and possibly setting ourselves up for some pit stops here. But it seems like everyone, you know, typical Daytona Talladega fashion, just want to hang out, have a good time, and wait till the end to make the move. So far, haven't seen any crazy racing. We haven't seen anything bad, as we do have a car coming out of pit road. That is Tommy Dunn, as he's down on the apron of the racetrack. The 63 of Tommy Dunn going to get his way back up to speed. He did make a pit stop, but he got lapped. So, and he has no tracking partners. Okay, now here come the pit stops. We see Cecil Reen. He's going to make his way down to pit road. He's just letting everyone know right now that he is going to be coming this time. And behind him, Christopher Mattis. I don't know if Christopher's going to be coming or not, the 64 and the 13. We'll see how much action we have on pit road. I don't see anybody else coming with him. Yep, okay, here come a few of them. Hot pits for that 17. He better get slowed down, and everyone else on pit road as well. Garrett Smithley, Bouchard, Hastings there. It looks like Hastings got around the outside. That's her 3 wide down pit road. So we're going to watch Brandon Hastings. Number 81 is, he gets turned in pit road, and Smithley makes contact with him. Oh, man. That's what happens when you get 3 wide coming down on pit road. Garrett Smithley, Brandon Hastings, all made contact right there. So these drivers have to think quick. They have to think quick. They have one reset. They have one reset that they can use, and I do believe that Hastings did use that, and he is back out and underway. But it looks like Garrett Smithley is still on pit road. And yeah, now he's exiting pit road right now. Costly pit stop for Garrett Smithley in the 43. Looks like he possibly took 4 tires, forgot to uncheck his tires. I'm not 100% sure. Everyone else out of pit road with fuel only. And it looks like Garrett Smithley took 4 tires. So he's going to be hoping for a caution flag to get back up into that lead pack, or possibly Brandon Hastings will go back and pick him up, as they say. We'll see here. But Donald King in that 23, he's taking his truck behind the wall. He is officially out of this race, as you see Brandon Hastings running on the outside right now. A little slower, probably trying to get back there and pick up Garrett Smithley. And I believe that is exactly what's happened. Brandon Hastings now, he's crossing the start-finish line right now. And Garrett Smithley coming to the start-finish line now. So a couple seconds separating them. We'll see if they can get back up there towards each other. But yeah, Hastings definitely off the pace to pick up Garrett Smithley. And that's leaving Cecil Reen out of there as well. And your 2 leaders who have been working together from the beginning, Brian Bouchard and, well, now Cruz Cotto up there behind him. So some big shakeups on pit road here at Daytona International Speedway. Cost a couple drivers as they tried to come into their pits 3 wide. And, well, that didn't work. So we're working lap number 14, coming to lap number 15, and those drivers, they can make about 13 laps on fuel now that we know when they're going to pit. So we're going to see about 2 more pit stops here. It's a short race, 40 laps, but they only have 30% fuel, so they will be back down on pit road. And these drivers that did have those accidents on pit road, hoping and praying for a caution flag. Brandon Hastings still trying to go back and get Garrett Smithley, but Smithley was way off the pace, and I think Hastings just said, well, maybe it's not worth it going all the way back there, because Smithley's just now coming off of turn 2, and Hastings is going into 3. So we'll see how that works out, but Smithley's got some help coming behind him. James Hickson and Tommy Dunn back on the lead lap after that early pit stop, and they're going to look to go around Smithley here to the outside. Oh, and Dunn got a little squirrely there as he went to the outside. Now going back to the inside. Is he going to leave the 29 out to dry? It looks like he will, and he's going to hook up with the 43 of Smithley. So Smithley doesn't have his teammate Hastings anymore, but he definitely has help. And now battle for the lead going on up front. Here comes, looks like, well, the 10 of Daniel E. Miller on the outside. He is being pushed by the 68 of Damon Gilbert. So Damon Gilbert giving Daniel Smith a push on the outside. Can go around your leaders Rivas and Pato. New leader, Damon Gilbert, out of nowhere. Or actually, I'm sorry, that's going to be Daniel E. Miller. Gilbert is the one pushing him, and it looks like the draft on the inside of Rivas and Caudell has fallen apart, and that 3-car draft on the outside going to go around and take the lead here down the back straightaway. So some new leaders up front. Let's give you a rundown here exactly where your top 10 is running. Daniel E. Miller going to be running in the first spot. Damon Gilbert second. George Bark. George Bark. What a name, George Bark. Okay, he has to win tonight because that name is awesome, and he doesn't even have a paint scheme. It is a completely white number 9 unsponsored machine. George Bark out of nowhere. You know, they say that Daytona and Talladega are the place where the underfunded, undersponsored teams can win, and George Bark in the number 9 is proving that today, up into the 3rd spot. Behind him, Mitchell Rivas, your early leader, and Matt Clifton. And we have some people out there in Pete Tropolis saying that Matt Clifton had the truck here to beat tonight. And we're going to see they have a 5-truck draft right now going on. Behind them, Cruz Cotto has fallen back and picked up the 47 of Ryan Bouchard. So it's the 18 and the 47. Caudell and Bouchard working together, going to try to catch back up. And oh, we got some more action on pit road. George Bark back down on pit road, and the 68 absolutely sideways on pit road. That's Damon Gilbert. Gilbert was sideways getting onto pit road as we watch Bark now and see how he makes his way off. And oh, the 68 overshot his pits. Oh, tough break for him. Tough break for Damon Gilbert as he overshot his pits, had to back up, and he is going to lose his draft. Now Bark is going to back up towards him, so he's not going to lose a lot of it. So Gilbert and Bark going to work together. Daniel E. Miller going to come merge back out onto the track as James Hickson goes around him. But yeah, it looks like everything's going to be okay. I tell you, Daniel E. Miller, he's not going to have any help out front, and they're going to catch him quickly. So try to stay out there as most as he can. That pit stop came at lap number 19. Nobody else on pit road right now. We're going to see if Garrett Smithley found any friends to work with. And actually he did. Garrett Smithley in a wild battle right there. 4 trucks. 4 trucks. Garrett Smithley, Tommy Dunn, Cecil Reen, and Brandon Hastings has made his way back. He has feathered the brakes, so to say, and has fallen back to Garrett Smithley. So the 81 and the 43 back together. Teammates again after Smithley had that mess up on pit road. So those guys are going to be working together quickly to try to get back towards the front. Now some more drivers on pit road. Here comes Matt Clifton and Mitchell Reeves. They're working their way down pit road. Reeves and Clifton Your early leader here, lap number 21, Mitchell Reeves, is in fuel only, and he is out. Great pit stop for him. They got the fuel in quick, and he's out and about. Caudell right behind him, and Clifton as well. So coming up on 20 laps to go here at Daytona International Speedway, halfway going to be next time by, and you know, with this 30% fuel, these drivers all over pit road, and can they make it, can they not? Light fuel low, as we talk about it, here comes Caudell and Bouchard running 4th and 6th at the time. They are down on pit road, watching Cruz Caudell in the number 18 Advocare sponsored machine as he makes his way to his crew. And again, all these drivers taking fuel only, and down and away for the number 18. Right behind the 47, so he's going to, and now here comes a big pack on the outside of them, and I don't think they're going to be able to jump up into that lead pack. That is Mitchell Reeves. Actually, these drivers haven't pitted yet. That's George Bart. Oh yeah, actually they have. This is the lead pack. George Bart, Dan and Gilbert, Daniel E. Miller, all back together again. As you remember, before the last pit stop, they were the leaders of this race. So we are almost down to nitty-gritty time here at Daytona International Speedway, as Matt Clifton and Mitchell Reeves now back together, and they're going to try to hunt that lead pack, as we're going to see probably one more pit stop before this race is over. We've been clean and green so far today. Well, I'll let you know where everyone's kind of stacking up, like how far back is everyone after these pit stops. Remember Garrett Smithley and Brandon Hastings, how far back they were. They're currently running 4th and 5th right now, but they are 14 seconds back of the leader, who is going to be Chris E. Pence. As soon as everything cycles out right now, these guys definitely working together to get back up towards the front. The only two people out of this race so far, Donald King, he was out, but you know, kind of came back in and running some laps around the inside of the track. And Tommy Dunn, who had some trouble earlier, he is running one lap down right now. So it looks like Don King is back on pit road, as we were talking about him having some issues earlier, 2 laps down. He is down and away. He was on pit road with number 13 of Christopher Mattis. We got someone in Peetropolis saying that C. Mattis is going to win this race tonight. Well, I tell you what, he's got a lot of work to do, but if anybody can do it, he definitely can, as they merge back out onto the racetrack. And after that problem on pit road that Cruz Caudell had, you remember he was running up in the lead draft, 3rd, 4th spot most of the night, falling back to the 15th spot. Ryan Bouchard and Cruz Caudell back in 14th and 15th right now. That is definitely not the spot that they want to be in, as more drivers hitting pit road. Cecil Rain in the number 64, he is on pit road. Brandon Hastings on pit road with Garrett Smithley. They were running 3rd and 4th, and hopefully Garrett remembered to uncheck his tires this time, and he did. And the 43 and the 81 are down and away, needing a caution to catch back up to the leader, but not looking good right now. Nick Reynolds in that awesome neon yellow and silver number 54. He's down there with Andrew Williams. They are exiting pit road now as we speak. Cecil Rain, no drafting help. And with drivers off sequence right here, it's kind of hard for the scoring system to keep up. I want to see who the leader is right now, because it's not Daniel E. Miller, who was in the lead. Showing still Stephen Lutz, the leader right now, as he hasn't been able to, I don't think he's been on pit road. I don't think Stephen has been on pit road. Actually, he was. He just came off. So once that cycles around, it's going to go back to Daniel E. Miller as your leader. These drivers usually used to big pack racing here at Daytona and Talladega Super Speedway. These drivers all spaced out 2 by 2. A couple of drivers have 3. Someone's running out there by themselves. I mean, it looks like a late night run to Walmart, trying to avoid the carts that are parked in the middle of the asphalt. That's what it looks like out here right now. These drivers just having a ride around. I hope they realize 15 laps left. 15. to go here at Daytona International Speedway for the money payout and for all the glory and fame that being on the All-Pro Racing Network brings you. Absolutely. So as we were keeping an eye on Garrett Smithley and Brandon Hastings, they're going to come across the start-finish line right now in the 11th position. They have caught a couple of drivers, Donald King and Christopher Mattis, who are both, well, going to go one lap down. Now Smithley going to work to the outside. Hastings pushing him. They're side by side down the back straightaway. Big move to the outside. Big move to the outside for Smithley. Trying to take those spots away. And checking in on series sponsor Danny Rudy. Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling, bringing you the sponsorship for the Top Notch Truck Series here on the All-Pro Racing Network. He's running out there by himself. No help. Having a good time. Just showing around. Showing off that awesome paint scheme. He just got painted up earlier today. Now he told me he gave him a shout out, and I can't remember for the life of me who did this paint scheme. John Hendrick at the paint shop, I'm now being told, and that is a sweet paint job out there as he passes by the Daytona International Speedway sign down the super stretch. So, Danny, not a scratch on that car, and bringing it home good tonight. Bringing it home good tonight with 13 laps left. So let's make our way back up to the front here and see what this lead is going on with. Daniel E. Miller in the number 10, George Bark in the number 9, and Damon Gilbert in the number 68 have made their way to the lead again after pit stops have cycled through. 3 trucks up there running nose to tail, and it looks like possibly that Bark might want to go to the outside as there's a lap truck in the way. He's going to go back down to the inside. And kind of close calls. Now they're going to hit pit road again. Here come the leaders back down on pit road. Got to get a load up here. Load up. And they do. The 10, the 9, and the 68 following Damon Gilbert, George Bark down onto pit road. This should be the last time these drivers hit pit road. And this is an important one right here. It's going to be fuel only. Again, these drivers going 40 laps, 80, well, over 100 miles on their tires as they're 3-wide exiting pit road, and it looks like they're getting in a certain order, okay? Now, this might just me playing conspiracy theories here, but the 68 of Damon Gilbert, who came off pit road first, he kind of backed up and let Bark and Daniel E. Miller out in front. So maybe these guys working together have the right setups to where it can work and how it can work, and hey man, more power to them as we work now towards the start-finish line here to start with 9 laps to go. So we're going to keep an eye on more pit stops here, seeing what we do. Ryan Bouchard back on pit road, as well as Matt Clifton. Matt Clifton was your leader. Now he's going to come down for a fuel stop only, and he is going to be out and away. And here comes Daniel E. Miller and all the other drivers to blast by him on the outside. So Matt Clifton off of pit road with his teammate and partner that he's worked with for here, as Darrell Waltrip says, co-opetition. Never really liked that word, but you know, it does make sense. It's, they come up on the racetrack in front of the leaders, the lead draft, who has to make a big move to the outside. Not sure exactly what the rule is here in the Top Notch Truck Series. You have to stay below that yellow line until turn 2, but tell you what, Matt Clifton was definitely above it, and the leaders, who are now in a single file line again, Daniel E. Miller, George Bark, had to make the evasive maneuver to the outside. So we're going to see how the race officials play that, as we're going to check back down to pit road. Tommy Dunn back on pit road in the 63, and Cecil Reen in the 64. So 63 and 64, Reen and Dunn going to make their way back out onto the racetrack here. Still clean and green, no yellow jet, don't want to jinx it. Don't want to jinx it, but maybe there might be a debris caution coming in our future. Someone throw a water bottle out there, let these drivers get packed up and get back to work. And it looks like another problem on pit road for the 43 of Garrett Smithley, who has fallen way back from his teammate Brandon Hastings, as now he's going to get swallowed up by Stephen Lutz and Christine Pence as they move to the outside. And going to go around Smithley. Oh, I see some smoke, and there we go, the 54, Nick Reynolds is around. Nick Reynolds around on the racetrack. Now he's going to come up on and park directly in front of traffic and bring out the yellow flag. So We're going to get a replay loaded, and now Nick Reynolds is still, he's backing up, and now he's turning down in front of people, and not sure what's going on. So, we're going to get the replay queued up for you, and let you see what happened. Okay, go ahead and check this out with Nick Reynolds here. And it also looked like Andrew Williams was around as well in the 151. Yeah, Andrew Williams making contact right there with Nick Reynolds. Right off, the truck gets real light as it comes off of that trial. And Andrew Williams spinning down into the grass and up onto the apron, and was able to get his truck out of harm's way and going again. But it looks like the 54 of Nick Reynolds kind of wanted to bring out that caution flag, and he pulls right up into the front of traffic and gets his yellow flag and then backs down, and, I'm not going to say anything else. So, anyway, yellow flag number 1 here at Daytona International Speedway as everyone gets caught back up from a yellow involving 2 drivers out of turn. Well, it wasn't really a turn, it was the trial. Truck got light, just a little bad bump draft, and around he went, as you've seen a couple replays here as the 151 and the 54 getting together. Pace car is going to pick up your leaders, and showing Steven Lutz as the leader in the number 74 with Chrissy Pence. Now, these drivers have not pitted yet, so this could work out in their favor. Absolutely going to work out in their favor. So while we wait for pit stops to come around, I want to let you know the schedule, upcoming schedule here on the All Pro Racing Network. We are at Daytona International Speedway, and for the next 8 weeks, we have racing scheduled for you next week at Atlanta, then Martinsville, Charlotte, Talladega, Bristol, Iowa Auto Club, and we're going to round out the championship battle here for the Top Notch Truck Series at Homestead Miami Speedway. And I don't know if pit road is closed or if Steven Lutz is not pitting. He's probably trying to save fuel. And we see Chrissy Pence in the number 17. He is down on the apron. Now, I know what these guys are thinking. They might not be able to make it all the way if we go green, but if we stay yellow, they might be able to save enough fuel. If we get like a quick run and then a quick caution, they might be able to save it. But they are down on the apron now, trying to save fuel. Shorter distance around, possibly clutching it, falling way far back from the pace truck there, and Garrett Smithley, I do believe, is going to be your wave-around truck. Yes, he will, the 43, going to get back on the lead lap here. And it looks like we are going to have a green flag with about 4 laps to go. And again, if you're watching with us tonight, I know we've got a bunch of people watching there on Twitch TV, so I want to let you know if you want to get involved with All Pro Racing, go ahead and check us out at all-pro-racing.com, and we race 3 times a week. Well, we race every night of the week, but late races are 3 times a week, and if you want to join us in a hosted session, we always have random hosted sessions thrown up, $5 to win, $10 to win. It depends on how the admins are feeling. So tonight, Monday night, is the Dan's Top Notch Truck Series. 9 races, championship paying out $175. Tuesday nights, if you don't like the trucks and you want to do something with a little more, I don't want to say the trucks aren't fun, but if you want to go short track racing, this is where it's at. Tuesday nights, the All Pro Super Late Model Series. Server goes up at 8, race is at 9, and all races are covered live right here on the All Pro Racing Network. Tomorrow night, Martinsville, 75 laps with a cash payout. Who doesn't like cash? If you want it PayPal, if you want it on iRacing credits, it doesn't matter. Have a good time here at the All Pro Racing, the Super Late Model Series on Tuesday night. Sundays, the All Pro bi-weekly 50-50 race number 4. Next, this coming Sunday at Rockingham Speedway. $150 in championship prizes and a trophy. You can sign up now at all-pro-racing.com. Anybody can race this series. It doesn't matter who you are, where you are, what you come from. You can race the All-Pro bi-weekly 50-50 series, and we're going to do the top 10 payout, and this race is and all these races sponsored by All Pro Racing, Michael Angelos. So thank you, Michael, for giving us some good money racing going on Sunday night. But tonight, The money racing is right here at Daytona International Speedway, and it is brought to you by Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling out of Washington. If you live in Washington State and you need some heating and cooling repairs, don't hesitate. Call Dan Rudy at Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling. Pace lights are still on. We had a couple of drivers hit pit road near the back, but no lead lap cars, okay? So Chris E. Pence is the leader with Daniel E. Miller behind him. We got the drivers with the middle initial E up there going towards the front. George Barb, Damon Gilbert, Matt Clifton, Mitchell Rivas, Cruz Caudell, Ryan Bouchard, Christopher Mattis, and Garrett Smithley back on the lead lap. So we have 10 trucks on the lead lap, have a couple of trucks one lap down. James Hickson, Cecil Reen, Danny Rudy, Andrew Williams, Nick Reynolds, Tommy Dunn, Brandon Hastings now one lap down, and Donald King has been having some major issues with his truck. He is now 3 laps down. Alright guys, coming down to 5 to go. Okay, 5 to go, and the pace lights are off. Pace lights are off. No, excuse me, 4 to go, and we are going to get the green with 3 to go. Even more excited. Anybody out there in Peeptropolis? You know, the guys in the chat on Twitch TV / All Pro Racing. I see you guys out there talking. Who's going to win this race? I mean, even if your favorite driver isn't going to win this race, who do you think is going to win this race? So give us a shout out there. And if your favorite driver wins this race, you know, I might have a prize for you. I don't know. We'll see. So, pick who's going to win the race in the chat, and if your driver wins, then possibly a prize. We'll see. Depends on how exciting the finish is. Okay, pace lights are off. We're working down the back straightaway. Your leader, Stephen Lutz. Man, I keep saying that. I keep saying Chris Lutz because Chris E. Pence is right behind him. Oh man, it's been about a year and a half since I've been in the broadcast booth, but you know what? It's still fun. We got chicken wings up here. We got some kind of flavored sparkling water. Not exactly sure what this is, but hey, it tastes good. It doesn't matter. So, here we go. I'm excited. Are you guys excited? I know Michael Domingo's excited. I know everyone's excited. I want to get this race over with so I can talk to some of these drivers about this, sort of the strategy that they're playing out here. We got low fuel. We got old tires. We got like a million lap old tires. We got barely any fuel left. I don't know how it's going to come down. I don't know who's going to win. And we'll find out. So here we go, Lutz and Pence on the front row for a 3-lap shootout at Daytona International Speedway. Here we go. Into the outside, here comes the 20 to the outside, 3 wide, Matt Clifton. He's going to make his move to the outside, no help, and oh, they're going to drivers into the wall, sliding. The 63, Garrett Smithley involved, the 54 involved. And the green flag is still out. We're still out right now. Okay, here we go. 3 by 3 by 3, 2 rows deep into turn number 1. Turn number 2, Stephen Lutz still your leader. The wreck has cleared behind him. We are going to stay green. Now drivers go back down the inside. Here comes Clifton. He's going to make the move to the outside, to the inside. Move Clifton, those 2 unsponsored trucks to the outside. No help up there as the inside group pushing hard to turn number 3. Bumping and banging. Who wants that money? Who wants it? Pence trying to hold to the outside, but Miller pushing down to the inside as well, trying to get back up to Lutz. Miller and Lutz have made it through now. 2 laps to go. Coming to 2 laps to go, and they're still pushing the outside. Oh! And Clifton, Clifton turns to 0-2, and the yellow flag comes out, and Caudell flips wildly. Cruz Caudell flipping wildly as the yellow flag is out. This race is over. Stephen Lutz is going to win this race. And you're seeing the replay up on the screen. And it looks like, I'm looking right now, and I can't really tell. Oh, yeah, there we go. It looks like the 20 got into the 0-2 and hooked him. So, tough break right there. It looks like Matt Clifton got into the 0-2 of Mitchell Rivas and hooked him into the outside wall. And we're going to see some replays right here, but basically that was the big one that happened as Ryan Bouchard took a huge Kyle Busch hit down to the inside. And I apologize for the Kyle Busch fans, but that was very reminiscent of what happened to him. And he jumps up over that that thing. Oh man, so tough break for all these drivers, but I guess a big congratulations is involved for Steven Lutz for winning this race here tonight. Well, I was hoping it would go green all the way. We had two different wrecks, and absolute chaos broke out here at Daytona International Speedway as drivers trying to get 3 wide and didn't work, and you're watching it on replay right now. Tough break, only leaving, really, the top 3 trucks out here tonight. Oh, man. Man, I'm telling you. But anyway, congratulations to these drivers here. It's going to be Steven Lutz, Chris E. Pence, and Daniel Miller, who are going to be your top 3 here tonight. And I want to see if anybody picked the 74 or Lutz to win. No, they didn't. No one thought that. A lot of people were picking the 17 and Rivas, and no one picked Steven. Steven, you use that, man. You use that negative energy as power, and boom, there he is. Victory lane as they cross the start-finish line, get the yellow and the checker together, and Steven Lutz is going to be your winner here tonight. Oh, and now they're wrecking again on the back. Oh, a little celebratory wreck there on the front stretch here, as Steven E. Lutz now being congratulated by, wait. Why am I seeing that Cruz Caudell? Now we're seeing that the 18 of Cruz Caudell. Okay, had a little scoring issue there, but Steven Lutz was your winner. So I don't know how Cruz played that game, but we're going to have a talk to him. Cruz Caudell playing the transponder system right there. But nonetheless, Steven Lutz out of Ohio, won here tonight at Daytona International Speedway. So I'm going to run through your finishing order here tonight. This race ended in chaos. It started off calm, but it ended in absolute chaos. Steven Lutz, Chris Pence, Daniel Miller, Christopher Madison, Matt Clifton, your top 5. 6th place, I don't know how Garrett Smithley ended back in 6th place after having a couple pit road miscues, being involved in a couple wrecks. He still managed to get up there in the 6th spot. Mitchell Rivas is going to fall back to 7th. George Bark, after leading a couple laps, he's back in 8th. Cruz Caudell in 9th. Ryan Bouchard in 10th. Brandon Hastings in 11th. Andrew Williams in 12th. James Hickson in 13th. Cecil Green in 14th. Nick Reynolds in 15th. Tommy Dunn in 16th. Danny Rudy going to come home in the 17th spot. Donald King in 18th. And Damon Gilbert going to round out the field in 19th. Now you got all 3 of these drivers, Lutz, Pence, and Miller. Now, I have to think that they're teammates. I don't know if they're just up there celebrating together or if they're teammates, but we're going to try to talk to them and get some words right here. But, what a great race that was. We had some action, and we had some not action. We had to fill some time there, but hey, had a lot of action at the front. Congratulations again to Steven Lutz for winning at Daytona International Speedway. Now we're going to try to get your top 3 here to talk to them, but they are not in our radio communication channel. So let's see if we can get. Let's see if we can talk to Christopher Madison 4th. He's the only one within our radio right now. So let's bring him down here real quick. If I get him, there we go. Hey Christopher, it's DJ up here in the broadcast booth. I want to congratulate you on your 4th place finish. I know you had some fans pulling for you there in the Twitch TV broadcast chat room. Talk to us about that race and what you could have done different to possibly get up there and battle for the lead.
Well, first of all, I'd like to say thanks to John Hedrick first for the paint job that I'm running here tonight. And differently, what I could do is, this new build with these trucks is kind of really hard to get into the draft. Even when you sink behind someone, you just can't suck up. And once you start losing that draft, you're really pretty much gone out of there. Yeah, I guess getting in between cars early on instead of getting stuck behind would probably have been optimal. Went to falling back so far. Luckily, I was able to hook up with Don King later on in the race to keep me at least on the lead lap and have a pit partner, and just got lucky towards the end. Somehow miraculously missed that wreck at the end. Cars slipping in front of me, and I'm happy with the top 5 finish. I don't even care if I didn't win. Just finishing the race at the end, that's just awesome.
Yeah, and definitely big congratulations goes out to that, finishing through that chaos there on the front stretch as we were coming down to get 2 laps to go. Who do you got for a sponsor on that truck, and anybody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Well, definitely give a shout out to Loose Lug Nut Racing League here. Not really so much doing too many races lately, but definitely always around to give a helping hand to anybody. And we're running the DeWalt scheme tonight with also sponsored by Pad Racing, or Parents Against Distracted Driving. Definitely a great group to check out, great cause. They actually sponsor one of the truck drivers in the actual NASCAR Truck Series. So, and definitely a shout out to Top Notch Heating and Cooling for sponsoring these races tonight. It's always great to have someone out there sponsoring us, kind of watching over us, giving, you know, prize money out to these drivers that come out and race.
Absolutely. Well, Christopher, we definitely thank you for talking to us, and congratulations again on your 4th place finish.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Christopher Mattis, who finished 4th place tonight. Now, before they leave, I want, you know, the top 3 isn't in here, so we can't talk to them. We'd absolutely love to, but I want to get a chance. I want to talk to Matt Clifton. I'm going to bring him down here. Hey, Matt Clifton, this is DJ lineup here in the broadcast booth. Buddy, just want to talk to you about that last incident there. What happened there coming down to 2 to go?
I have no idea. I don't know what happened. I was on Mitchell, and I was hoping to get a hole for both of us to go, and I hadn't looked at the replay, but it seems like they checked up real hard in front of him, and he went down below the line and came back up. Then that's when everything happened. I really don't know what all happened. I'm just guessing.
Yeah, well, unlike NASCAR, we can't show you the replay right in front of you here, but that's exactly what we saw. You know, a little bit of a checkup, and he went low and then kind of swooped back high, and that's when you guys made contact in and around. But, you know, just a racing deal. I mean, you guys were working well together, and you were making some pretty bold moves after that caution came out at the end to make your way back up towards the front. How was the truck tonight, and did your game plan go like you wanted it to, or did it get all messed up?
Yeah, it went pretty much like we planned on it going. We didn't know that we were going to be 2 on 3 there halfway through the race. But as far as what me and Mitchell had planned, it all worked out good until the end right there.
Absolutely. Well, you guys did one hell of a job tag teaming up through there, and not good that, you know, it all got together there at the end, but it was just a big racing deal, and we'll move on to next week and the week after that, and, you know, we got 9 more of these, buddies, so hope to see you in victory lane here pretty soon.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get one of them.
All right, guys. Thanks, Matt. That was Matt Clifton, driver of the number 20 here tonight. Involved in a wreck at the very end, but, you know, still able to keep a smile on his face and work his way back up towards the front. You know, him and his teammate Mitchell worked very, very hard, but not able to, you know, come home tonight after that big wreck. I want to talk to one more person. Let's, well, since we had a bunch of incidents there on pit road. Let's talk to him. Garrett Smithley. Now, we absolutely love talking to Garrett because he's very good behind the microphone and he talks very well, but we usually like talking to him when he's in victory lane or doing something, but man, a couple of pit road mistakes and a couple of on-track incidents here tonight. What happened, Garrett?
Well, you mentioned victory lane. I think 6th place after a race like that kind of feels like a victory. I don't know how I pulled that out, but no, we had the issue. I feel like working with Brandon Hastings, he's a great pusher. We work really well together on the super speedways, and I think we probably had one of the best teams, if not the best team, drafting team in that series today. We had an issue. I think they were 3 wide on pit road at one point. I'm not sure what happened. Somebody got crossed up. I don't know if it was net code or something happened, and it actually wasn't my tires that were selected. I ended up getting a piece of that, and I had to fix my damage, and it wouldn't fix. So finally got that taken care of, and we were way behind at that point. So we were kind of pulling fuel strategy, trying to do some short pitting. Brand's a really good crew chief, so he was kind of working on that deal, and had a good deal going, and then unfortunately I think Brandon ended up hitting the cone or something like that, and kind of screwed us all up. But it was a good points day. I'm hoping that we can go for the championship if I don't have anything going on Monday nights. But ended up 6th, so I'm happy with that.
Absolutely. Like you said, a 6th place is like a win after having some issues here. And we got some good tracks coming up for you next. I'm seeing Atlanta, Martinsville, Charlotte, Bristol, Iowa, Auto Club, Homestead. I mean, those are some of your good tracks. I can definitely see you making a run at the points here at the end. What do you think?
Yeah, Atlanta's obviously my home track, and had some real-life experience there in the truck, so I'm excited about that. Driven Martinsville, driven Charlotte, driven Talladega, driven Bristol. Haven't driven Iowa, Auto Club, or Homestead yet, but all really good tracks that I think I can do really well at. So, and the trucks, I mean, the trucks on iRacing, it's, you know, some of the best racing that we have. So, really excited about the series. I'm really got to thank Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling for coming on board, putting this deal together. I guess I found a recruiting session. I think Michael had a recruiting session up, or somebody did, and ended up having a really good time running the A car, and they talked about their series, and that's kind of how I found them. So really awesome series. If anybody's out there want to check out the All Pro series here, really fun to race, and had a fun race tonight, even though we had some issues.
Well, definitely, Garrett Smithley. Always good to talk to you here in the booth, and congratulations on working your way up to that 6th spot, and I hope to see you back here next Monday night for Atlanta Motor Speedway.
Yep, appreciate it. We have SegPay on the truck. They'll be on the truck for the whole season. SegPay, one of my real sponsors. Also, Enlighten Strips, that's one of my real sponsors. Movie by VHO. JDR Graphics. JDR does all my paint schemes, and he does a great job. Check him out if you want any iRacing paint schemes. And King of Chins Productions working on some really cool videos coming up. So check them out. And again, thanks to Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling, and hopefully we'll have a good run in Atlanta.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Garrett Smithley there, and always good to hear from him. Want to let you know again before we sign off here tonight the schedule of events for the Dan's Top Notch Heating and Cooling Top Notch Truck Series. Tonight, we're at Daytona International Speedway, and we got 8 weeks left before we crown a champion in Homestead. Atlanta next week, then on to Martinsville, Charlotte, Talladega, Bristol. That should be awesome. Iowa, Auto Club, always a good track, and then we're going to round out championship weekend here, live on the All Pro Racing Network, July 6th at Homestead. Don't forget, tomorrow night here on the All Pro Racing Network, the All Pro Super Late Model Series session goes up at 8 with a race at 9, and it will be covered live right here. Martinsville, 75 laps with a big cash payout. And then Sunday, May 17th, the All Pro Bi-Weekly 50-50 Series, race number 4 at Rockingham, $150 to the champion. Well, $150 split up between the championship with a trophy, and you can sign up right now at all-pro-racing.com. Anybody can race, doesn't matter who you are, how experienced you are, just come on in and have a good time. That series being sponsored by All Pro Racing and Michael Angelos Painting. So, again, congratulations to Stephen Lutz, Chris E. Pence, Daniel E. Miller, Christopher Madison, Matt Clifton, your top 5 here at Daytona International Speedway. This is DJ Line reminding you to keep the shiny side up and the rubber side down, and always, always, always keep that hammer down. We'll see you here tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for the All Pro Super Late Model Series. We'll see you then.